Hi folks, Mr. Matroni here. And today we're going to be working on an application called DataAnalysis. This is a graphing application that we're going to be using all year, so you really have to know how to use this guy. And it's pretty darn simple. Right here is what you can see is my iPad. And you'll notice on the left is my lovely granddaughter Saoirse, and on the right is my lovely granddaughter Jo. So we're not interested in them, even though they are adorable. What we're interested in is data analysis. So you can do a search for data analysis to find it, or you can find the icon. On the bottom row, 3 over from the left, you will notice data analysis, and it has a little graph associated with it. So you're just going to go and click that. When you open up data analysis, you may see all sorts of different graphs. Don't worry about that. What you're going to want to do is you want to go to the plus on the upper left-hand side. Then you're going to have to go and enter the data via spreadsheet. And the spreadsheet's actually part of the program. So when you go and you click that, there is the spreadsheet you're going to use. Right from the very beginning, graph title, put one in. I'm going to put sample graph because this is my sample graph. And for the untitled section for file, I'm going to put sample graph. You, however, when you're doing your particular labs, you're going to want to put in whatever the title of the lab is or something like that, which is going to easily enable you to go and be able to find that graph when you want to go and look at it and use it. So now we're going to go and put in the x-axis and the y-axis. At this point, if you want to, you could go in and at the very top, you could go in and print in what you want the x and the y axes to be. So for x, I'm going to go and put time, and it's going to be in seconds. And for the y, I'm going to put in distance, and it's going to be in meters. So now I have all that information which is there, which is great. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and I'm going to hit plot. But before I do so, I better put my data in. So time is going to be measured, and this is just data I made up. It's going to be every 0.5 seconds. So I'm going to go through, put it in, and I'm going to go until I reach 3. And your data is going to be whatever you generated from the graph and from the lab that you did to make the graph. So for distance, I'm going to put in 0. I'm going to put in 2.3. And once again, these are just made up values that I came up with. You're going to put values from whatever graph and whatever lab it is that you're working on. Okay. So once I've got all of the data in, now I can actually go through the process of plotting it. You might ask, how do you plot it? Hit the button that says plot, the big red one. When you do that, you're going to notice that your points are now in a graph. When I am here at this particular point in time, I will just show you something. At the very bottom, see where it says test parameters, and next to that, it has a graph with little dots on it. If you hit that particular one, you'll notice that this enables you to go and change all sorts of things within the graph. Don't worry about connect points. We're not connecting points. We're doing best fit. And then the other one, force x-axis to 0, force y-axis to 0. Don't worry about those. Below that, you'll notice here where you can go and change the different types of shapes. So if you want it to be, say, a dot, you could put it to there. If you want it to be a triangle, what the heck, put it to there. The middle one is there to go and to change the different ways that the line, the best fit line is going to be generated and how it's going to look. I just keep it as is. The far right one, this is the color. So if I wanted to make it red, I could hit red there. If I wanted to make it blue, boom, just hit blue there. I'm going to go for red. No particular reason, I just like red. Now, underneath this, you'll notice it says symbol size, so you can make the symbol smaller, or you can make the symbols larger. Under that, if you want to change the label for the x-axis or the y-axis or the title, you can change it there at any particular point in time. So, I've got that done. I'm happy with that. Now, though, I've got to hit fit. What the fit is going to do is it is going to go and make it into a linear graph. We know it's a linear graph because as you take a look at the bottom box, you note it says current function linear, and it has the form y equals mx plus b. It also tells you the number of data points, which is really nice to make sure that you haven't messed up and missed a point. Now, what I want to do is I simply want to hit fit. And when I hit fit, notice the best fit line is there. Notice that not all of the points are on the particular line because this is a best fit line. Then, remember, we're doing y equals mx plus b. And what we're really trying to do is find the slope. The slope is the m. If you look at that bottom box, under final parameter values, you'll see m, and it's 4.5929. Remember, we really want to have 3 sig figs for the most part, so just make it 4.59. So now you have everything that you need. You know that you have a linear graph with a slope of 4.59, and that's meters per second. So what we found is a velocity or a speed. So that's all we really need right now. Make sure you can do this. Try it yourself. Come up with some sample data and then try to graph it in. Or use the data that I gave you guys before and see if you can replicate it. But you do need to know how to be able to do this.